Hello lovely people, welcome to the Geek Cupboard. I am Penge and welcome to day 8 of our Fes-tea-ve Advent Countdown, where we have a nice cup of tea and a little bit of a chat. So let us open up our tea advent calendar and let us find door number 8. Okay, it's over this side. So let's get inside this and see what we have in store today. And let's just get the door back. There we go. So what have we got in store for us on day 8? We've got, oh that sounds nice, Happy Holiday. Oh, that sounds lovely. That sounds all sorts of cheerful. Okay, what does it smell of? Oh, that's fruit. That is the fruitiest of the teas, I'm pretty sure. It smells very fruity indeed. Yeah, that's berries. That's like berries and stuff. That smells very nice. Okay, so we've got to brew that for between 2 to 3 minutes. I think we can absolutely manage that. But of course, to do that, we need to go to the kettle. And here we are back in the Geek Cupboard with our lovely, freshly brewed cup of Happy Holiday tea. And it smells very nice indeed. It smells very lovely. I mean, it smells like the tea bag did, but now it's in kind of liquid tea form rather than kind of solid tea bag form. But there we go. So it smells very nice. It's got quite a nice sort of fruity aroma to it. Let's have a little taste. See what it's like. Okay, yeah, that's quite nice. Do you know what? It's not as fruity as I was sort of expecting it to be. It smells fruitier than it tastes. It's quite nice. It's quite a nice sort of clean, sort of fresh taste to it. It's got cloves in. There's definite cloves in there. I would say that's a green tea. So it's a sort of a fruity-ish sort of green tea. And there's cloves, and there's of course, the obligatory little bit of sort of a cinnamon taste to it as well, because, you know, Christmas and everything. But that's quite nice. I like that. There's something else in there. It tastes a bit fruity. I'm not entirely sure exactly what the fruit is. I mean, I'd guess it was berries or something. I guess it was sort of berries or something like that. But yeah, it's very nice. That is very, very nice indeed. There we go. I like this one. Okay, right. I'm happy about that. We've got a lovely, nice cup of tea. Okay, so let's get on to today's question. This was asked by, and apologies for the pronunciation, this was asked by Elisabetta Vizelli, or Vizelli possibly, and they have asked, what is your favourite movie genre, and also what is your favourite movie? So in terms of movie genre, I do like a sci-fi movie. I do enjoy a nice bit of sci-fi. So something a little bit more sort of fantastical. I mean, yeah, I like more sort of serious films and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, my favourite, if I had to pick a favourite genre, it would be sci-fi. So things like, I'm trying to think of certain films. So things like Back to the Future. I do like a bit of Back to the Future. Terminator. I mean, then there's Terminator 1 and Terminator 2. Not so much the later ones, but certainly Terminator 2. That was completely brilliant. That blew my mind when that came out. And Aliens. Even, I would go so far as to say, Independence Day. I know it's kind of, it's not really a bad film. It's just sort of, a slightly cheesy film, but I really enjoy Independence Day. If that's ever on the telly, I can quite happily sit. If it was on the telly in the evenings and there was nothing else on, I would just quite happily sit and just watch it. I would just join in at any point and just sit and watch Independence Day because it's just thoroughly enjoyable. And yeah, The Matrix, that kind of stuff. Star Trek. I mean, I like some of the Star Trek films. Star Trek First Contact. That's a brilliant film. That is a brilliant film. I do enjoy a bit of First Contact as well. And stuff like, maybe not so much. I mean, okay, like Men in Black is sci-fi. Obviously, that's science fiction. I mean, the Marvel films, I like them. I generally like, if there's an action-y sort of film, sort of a sci-fi action film, where I can just sit and eat popcorn. I can just sit and eat loads of popcorn, enjoy some popcorn, and just watch the film. That's fine. I like that. I like that kind of thing. I'm not one for overly complicated, hugely sort of in-depth kind of films. I kind of might lose the plot a bit. I mean, some of them, like Interstellar, we watched that relatively recently. That was very, very good. That's probably my limit of kind of thinking on the film front. Anything more complicated than that, because that was relatively kind of deep. I kind of get a bit lost with things. I prefer something, if I'm going to watch a film, I want to sort of, sit back and enjoy it and relax and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's kind of, that sort of genre of film. But, not just sci-fi stuff. I like sort of fantasy stuff as well. I like Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings films are very, very good indeed, and I enjoy those. Again, if they're on, I can just quite happily just sit and watch them. I could just quite happily sit and just watch those things. I could just go, yep, there we go. Lord of the Rings films are on. Right, brilliant. There we go. We've got that sorted. Let's just put them on and it'll all be fun. So yeah, I can just quite happily sit and tune into those as well. And then what's my favourite movie? This is a tricky question. It's a tricky question. there's a few, but I think my favourite movie of all time has to be Ghostbusters. It has to be Ghostbusters. I have very fond memories of watching that when I was much younger than I am now. And it's a really good film. It's a really, really good, fun, silly, comical film. And yeah, it's got a really good idea behind it. And it's just really well acted, really well portrayed, and it's just very entertaining. And I do love Ghostbusters. It's a brilliant film. And I would say, I mean, yeah, there's some up there that would rival that. I mean, yeah, sort of from that era, sort of, yeah, Back to the Future, Indiana Jones. I do like Indiana Jones as well. Those films are very good. I mean, yeah, all those sort of films like that. But Ghostbusters, I think, is my favourite film of all time. And I know there's so many other ones. There's so many other films. But yeah, Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is my favourite film of all time. Just because it obviously, you know, it's dealing with kind of ghosts. And it could be completely terrifying. They could have done it as like a sort of a horror type film or something, but no, it's kind of this light-hearted, sort of very silly, sort of comedy kind of film about ghosts, which is very good. I like the kind of juxtaposition there of, you know, the scary topic of ghosts, you know, the dead and all that kind of stuff coming back to life, and, you know, monsters and things, and then they're just a bit daft with it. So yeah, Ghostbusters is my favourite film, and it has been for many, 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 many years indeed. So yeah, there we go. Thank you for the question. That's actually quite a good question. I like that question. So yeah, that was one of the ones that I saw fairly early on. I went, yep, you know what, we'll pick that, absolutely. And there's some things where sometimes it's quite hard to say what your favourite something is, because there's so many, like your favourite game or favourite TV show or whatever. But yeah, favourite movie genre, yeah, is, you know, I've got, that's fairly clear. And then a favourite movie, I actually do have one of those. So yes, I sort of picked that one. So thank you for a question. That is very splendid. So I think I'm going to go and finish my lovely tea, because it is very, very nice. And we shall finish things up for now. So thank you very much for joining me in the Geek Cupboard for day 8 of our Fes-tea-ve Advent Countdown. And I will see you next time. I really hope I don't have to send children down into coal mines or whatever, because I would feel like a terrible person. Hello, robot, and I shall call you Alan. Still some homeless people, still hungry people, still sick people. Okay, if you try and reach London, you will end up frosty and dead. Great big human lollipop.